I don't know if this will have a replay or not, but if there is, thanks for watching, and I just figured I would come on here to chat with you while I clean my blocks, because I've got lots to clean. Hey Evelyn, hey Jules. Oh good, I'm glad you're here, because I gotta clean blocks, and so it's gonna take a little while, and I figured I might as well chat it up while I'm here doing this. I'm totally on my phone today. Yeah. Hey, how's it going? Yeah. Well, so what all have you been doing on your phone today? I gotta like make up a solution that's like not chemical for these blocks next time. Filming YouTube video. What kind of YouTube video are you filming? And what's your YouTube name? Watching people Periscope. Vlogs, and what do you vlog about? Hey Amy, you're finishing up mail at work. Is Lisa on the blocks is in the house? Okay, Jorgen, I have a question, because this is going to be really embarrassing, but since I'm from America, I'm an idiot on names, and I want to apologize to you because I don't know if you are male or female. So please tell me, because I keep meaning to ask you, and I missed your scope that one time, so I don't know, and that's like, I feel so awkward asking that, but I want to know if I should be saying hey man or hey girl. Hello, Mareva? I missed that name, kind of. Male, thank you. Okay, when you changed your picture, I was like, oh crap. I was like, I totally said hey girl to you one time, so sorry about that. And I'm glad to know that, because I've noticed that there's a lot of guy yogis that I'm finding, and at first on Instagram for a long time I like only saw chicks, and it's so funny because of the fact that, you know, if you know the history of yoga, like a lot of the things that we do were totally made for guys, and now it's like just a bunch of girls doing it on, at least on social media, from what I have found. So I like having everyone practice with me, and so I just kind of like wanted to say that. So I'm really glad that you are one of my edgies, and I like to learn from everybody. And I know that you asked about the heart of yoga soon, and Jules, maybe tonight or tomorrow we can read. I got my studio to use a combo of vinegar, water, and tea tree oil, and they bought the ingredients. That's what I want to do. So, and I would make it in the old bottles. Yeah, I'm working on making my way into that process. So, yeah, I did notice we cleaned the mats with vinegar yesterday, vinegar and water, but this is like this. No, let's not do that anymore. It's great, you could spray it on your skin. Exactly. And so I want to kind of make my way in slowly, but it is something I intend to influence, because we should not be wiping off all of these things with chemicals, but right now I don't have really any say, so I'm kind of waiting it out, but it may be like a present or something soon to the studio. It would be okay for wood. Yeah, there's only like 2 wood blocks, and we just sweep the studio floors because they're like 9 layers of birch or something like that, so you can't like get them wet. Oh my gosh, I forgot to tell you. Remember that graduation that I scoped here for the yoga teacher training? Like, I don't even know, last week or something like that? Well, they had a tea dispenser out for everyone to, you know, drink tea, and it was in the other room, and they were about to do the little ceremony, so everyone's sitting facing forward, and the T is in the background. And I'm like sitting there, and I hear this weird like water sound, and I was like, that's weird. I don't remember there being a water feature in this yoga studio. And I look back, and the tea dispenser was like one of those like coffee things, so it just had a little flip thing. Somebody just left it flipped, and it was like pouring all over the place, like gushing out onto the ground, and nobody else heard it except for me apparently. So I'm like, ah, and I'm like running around trying to find a towel to clean it up with. And the girl that is kind of like the front office manager, she's like, what's wrong? And I was like, there's tea everywhere. So we cleaned it up, and I don't think anyone even noticed that it was happening. So I don't even know if the lady that owns the studio, I don't think she noticed either. But I was like, holy crap, that would have been really bad if it would have just sat there. So I don't think it even bothered the floor. Yeah. She was like, good catch. So apparently I washed these like too thoroughly last time, so they were like really wet. So I'm trying to like quickly swipe them by. Hey Lisa, how's everything been lately? I haven't seen you in a while. I'm just like having a chat right now, so like just hanging out in that studio while I clean blocks. And I closed the door so that people really don't think I'm nuts talking to myself, which I kind of already explained to them what I do on Periscope, and they don't really get it. So at least though now if they hear me talking to myself, they kind of know why I'm doing that. Good. So here's something I wanted to tell y'all about. How often do they want the blocks cleansed? Once a month. And I think I do the floors and the mirrors once a week, and the mats once a month, and the blankets once a month. So I also washed blankets this weekend. I don't think I get credit for that though. I just did it. I'm really appreciative of any credit that I get, because I am going to need the help to get my yoga teacher certification, which I know most of you are not in Florida, but I started an online yard sale on my Facebook, Karma Yoga. Is that what type of, oh, thank you. I understand what you said. It took me a minute. Yeah. I would love to be able to do more karma yoga, but I feel like right now I need as much support as I can get, and if I'm going to pay for a $2,000, you took the blankets to the laundromat? No, I took them home and washed them in my washer. I need to raise $2,000 to do my yoga teacher certification, and so that starts in May, and I have no idea where it's going to come from, but I got to figure it out. You used to do all the cleaning at your studio. Yeah, I'm like, this is like so amazing, because I was so new here. I literally called and was like, hey, I want to go to a studio, but I got no money, so what can I do? And I would like to teach. And they immediately let me start doing it. Like literally the week I started here, they let me do it, and that was like incredible. I'm really blown away by how supportive they are here. And I guess one reason why I'm so blown away is because one thing you have to realize is, coming from the pole fitness industry, it's really competitive. It's so cool that, yeah, the pole fitness industry was so competitive, like that I can't even get a job teaching what I am an expert at. And you're looking for a studio. Exactly. So like I have a certification and 5 years experience of pole fitness, and I can't even get a job because literally like the girls in that industry are just so close-minded that because I used to have a studio, I think that might be why they won't let me teach. And one that's actually literally 5 minutes away from the girls that I teach in their homes, I tried getting a job there because they were looking for somebody, but since they used to be my competitor and they know that I am teaching girls in their house, they won't let me teach there because they said that it would be a conflict of interest. So, like, that's amazing to me coming from, like, that type of mindset where I literally got, like, the stone shoulder, cold shoulder. Looks like a good-sized studio. So, yeah, exactly. It is a totally different world. I would say so too, Amy. Right now, I just teach whatever. I don't really I guess that would be probably the best word for it, Jorgen, would be hatha. You have to realize that when I teach you yoga stuff, it's just purely from life experience. And so I know that if you literally started doing stuff like this, more hatha, that's why I wanted to work with yogis. The whole reason why I do is because studio went to teachers yoga, and it's basically, and that's what I was going to say, is that if you literally didn't do anything like this before, and then you went into a studio and you heard the types of cues that I'm giving, I would say it would be hatha. But all of this stuff that I teach you, let's try to be a good person and more accountable. The stuff I teach you is actually derived from gymnastics, which I have done since I was 3 years old, cheerleading, which I did since I was 5 years old, dance, which I did since high school, and pole fitness, which I have done for the past 5 years, and just being a monkey in life in general, because it's so funny, but I don't know if you ever feel like this, but I take aerial yoga classes right now. I take aerial yoga classes right now, and we're doing stuff, and learning these new ways to hold our bodies up on the hammocks. And I asked one time in class, I said, did anyone else used to do this stuff on the swing set? Because I've done all these shapes. This is just what I would do hanging out as a kid. And still, if anyone has a swing, then I'm going to be on it. And everyone's like, no, not really. My mom didn't let me. And I was like, oh, okay, interesting. Because I just thought it was normal, to put your body in weird contorted shapes from the ropes and stuff. And so it just comes naturally. And it might just be because I was taught as a kid to, I wasn't, how do I say this? My mom was very strict. However, she also did encourage me to be myself. So if I was monkeying around, as long as I wasn't going to break my neck, then she wouldn't really stop me from doing weird crap like that. And I did it anyway. So I guess some people kind of became disconnected with that part of their nature, and that makes me sad because I'm just doing what my body knows how to do. Most of the stuff in yoga, you shouldn't necessarily have to teach yourself. It should just be what flows out of your limbs. And I'm finding that a lot of people don't have that connection to their body, and I guess it's kind of the whole idea of just remembering who you are. Isn't that a super typical concept of yoga? It's not really changing who you are, it's just realizing who you actually are naturally. And so that's all I'm doing. So Jorgen, to answer your question, if you had to put a word to it, I would call it hatha yoga, but it's just me being me. I'm just teaching you what I know that my body can do. I don't necessarily put a word to it, because if I box myself in with words, then maybe you might find that I don't always teach the exact way a specific style would say to do. They're trying to look exactly and do exactly what the teacher is doing instead of listening. So about exactly, I learned about yoga was finding vocabulary for what I've done naturally. Exactly. They're just words. It's just words. It's, if I said that I practice hatha and then I do something that only Ashtanga yoga practitioners do, then I would kind of feel like a jackass. But if I just tell you that I just be me and do what I do, then you don't really have to label it and say, oh, well, hatha yogas don't do that. You help, exactly. And I think I've never really lost my inner child, and it's funny because let's all call flower yoga, but just another word, as you said. Exactly. Flow, so flow yoga. I thought you said flower yoga. I was like, okay, that's fine. I don't know. Well, I think it's, what I was going to say is, when I had to go to therapy, it was interesting because my therapist made a really interesting point about how when I was growing up, I struggled a lot because I just was me, and that was, I don't know if you experienced the same thing, but that was not really the cool thing to do. It was supposed to be like everyone fit in, and that was why I have like really bad anxiety problems. But now I never left that realm of just being me. And so now I'm like happy when everyone else shoved themselves in a little box, and now a lot of people are unhappy. Kid, be brave, and it comes out when I do yoga. Exactly. Flower yoga may be a better word. I know. That's so funny. Okay, let's go to the other room and finish those blocks. Let's carry all my chemicals. Oh my gosh, I'm running out of space in my hands. Okay, just kidding. Let's move these because these don't match. And these do. I'm being OCD right now, sorry. The Lodi's flower. Flower yoga. Flower yoga reminds me of Gretchen Karma because she says to invite your flowers. I like that. I like that little phrase, but I don't wear a lot of flowers or anything, so I feel like it wouldn't really match my style. I'll have to tell Joyce that I'm talking to Periscope, because otherwise she's really going to be like, what are you doing now? Oh crap, actually I have to vacuum, so I think I do have to go. Crap, I have to vacuum before she's back from lunch, so I will let you go now. But it was nice chatting with you, and thanks for hanging out with me while I clean those blocks. It was fun. And I will see y'all sometime tomorrow. And remember, 6 o'clock Eastern time, J-Ma is going to be doing some meditation. So I won't be there to do it with you because I'm going to be teaching. But I hope that y'all all watch because she's awesome. Fresh flowers. Cool. All right, bye. Namaste. I have my hands full, otherwise I would do the thing. Do the thing, okay? Do the namaste, love you. Bye.